Today I want to talk to you about cybersecurity and cyber insurance. This is something that faces all small businesses in the entire world today, and it's the #1 causes of insurance claims that is up and coming in 2016. It's causing billions and billions of dollars of losses. The actual definition of cyber liability is the actual liability associated for a business after a cyber breach. So what that exactly means is if your system or your business gets hacked or gets some spam email or spoofed or something, then those hackers or criminals actually can get into your system and obtain your employees' personal identification and all of your customers' personal identification. That could be names, date of births, social security numbers, and credit cards. They then take that information and they go out and fraudulently buy things, buy homes, create false identities, and steal thousands and thousands and sometimes millions of dollars. Now what happens is, if that breach is in your home business or in your small business, you can actually be held liable for all of those claims associated with that. So the monies that are lost, you can be held responsible for that. So that is something that is definitely facing the small business today. My name is Joseph Dominguez. I am the Vice President of Dunham Insurance Services. I've been with the company for 14 years. Started at the bottom and worked my way on up to the top. I actually started as a temp for vacation and came in and learned the company and the business and just worked my way on through the carriers and the companies and learned about insurance. 50 to 70% of all cybersecurity breaches are small businesses. So now we've all heard about the large companies and the large breaches that's happened over the last couple of years, like with Target and with Home Depot and some of those other major retailers. Those, we've seen them on the news because 30 million people were exposed, and Home Depot was 53 million people were exposed, and their credit card information was left online, and those companies then had to go back and do credit monitoring for each and every individual person, and anyone who had a fraudulent claim or fraudulent purchase on their accounts, the company had to then go back and pay. So the interesting thing about this is that Home Depot, their systems was actually breached through a third-party vendor. Their third-party vendor was an HVAC company, heating, ventilation, air conditioning company, and they were hacked by someone sent them an email that they downloaded into a system like a virus and gave them access to the system. Once they were in that third party's computer systems, they were linked up to Home Depot. Through that small business, they linked into the Home Depot systems and accessed the Home Depot's credit card systems, and then gained access to 53 million different customers and clients and information. So you as a small business may not think that you're a target because you think that, oh, well, I'm too small. Who's going to be interested in me? Well, these guys will be interested in you because you could be a stepping stone to a larger company. They actually may not target you specifically, but may just send it out in random general for all small businesses in the area. And then once they gain access, they'll look through your systems and say, oh, this guy is something important. Let's stay in here. Or they may just move on to the next one. But you never know. Your business, your clients, or your employees, or yourself could be at risk from these criminals. Those are things that a cyber risk or cyber breach, how it can damage you. Okay, so we might say, how does a cyber attack or a breach occur? Well, we all know that there's viruses out there, there's malware, but those things actually work. So they will send you a computer virus. That computer virus will access your system, and it may lay dormant, it may not do anything, but just gives them access to your computer. They may do phishing, where they'll send you a fake email and say, click here for this savings or this deal, or sometimes they even mirror your bank or mirror a famous company or something that you may know that you rely on, but one or two letters, one or two words may be a little bit different, but all the colors and the logos and everything are all the same. So they will also do attachments in emails. Zip files are one of the worst. I myself was victim of a zip file virus. And what happened is I actually had a position open in my company. I was hiring and interviewing, and I got a resume in my email, and I clicked on it, and it turned out to be a virus. That particular virus actually held my computer hostage, and wasn't able to access my systems at all. And what it is, it said I need to pay $39 or something to this number, and they will give me back my computer. But it also had a countdown clock, and every couple hours it went up, it doubled, tripled, quadrupled, to where in 2 days it was like $1,500. So of course I myself, I'm not going to pay that, but I immediately unhooked my system from the internet so that I knew that none of my data was outgoing, and got rid of the virus and just bought a new computer. The top 3 breaches that happen in today's small business are actually very simple. It could be human error. You mistakenly open that email, just like I did. I should not have opened that email. I should have investigated a little bit further, but I didn't, because I was excited at the prospect of another employee. So be careful what you click on. Another thing that happens quite often is a disgruntled employee or a dishonest employee or a former employee. They may have access to your systems, your passwords. They decide to leave, or you fire them from the company for any other reason, and then they know that they can gain information and possible identity theft from your clients or customers, or take funds from you. The leading cause of all cyber breaches in 2015 was lost, stolen cell phones, laptops, and tablets. So make sure you're always password protecting all of your information. Do a tight security code. If you can do the thumbprint code, do that. It's bioscanner. But be careful. You just distract for a minute, your information could be stolen. If any of that is linked up to your business, that could also be the cause of the breach. The interesting thing is that 2016, and here it is just July 1st, the leading cause of all cyber crimes right now, or cyber breaches, is malware, and that would be viruses and the emails and things that we just discussed. So be aware of that. Use letters and numbers and symbols. Do that. A combination, not too short. Definitely do not use the same thing for all of your systems, for all of your personal stuff. One thing that is actually helpful is to maybe create a sentence. That's easy for you to remember, because when you have so many things that you have to remember on a daily basis, maybe you create a sentence or a few sentences that you can use, so then you know you can easily type that in. Don't use your date of birth, don't use your kid's date of birth, or those types of things. You can do, Superman is my favorite hero of 2016 star. You can make up whatever you want, but you'll know that phrase. You say, I'm a small business, I may not be at risk. Well, what I want to ask you specifically is, do you use the internet? Do you process credit card transactions? Do you have personal identifiable information of your clients or your employees? Do you have any cloud information? Do you store any information in the cloud? Or do you have any third-party vendors? If you answer yes to any of those questions, you're at risk. So the best things that you can do to prevent, and it's called risk management. And there is no 100% cure-all unless you just completely unplug and retire. But until then, update your virus software. Make sure it's automatically updates. Keep the latest and the greatest information on there so that your systems will constantly be protected. Use your strong passwords. Use your firewalls. Make sure your firewalls are updated and those are on. Also important for a small business is control access to your systems per your employees. That means creating user accounts. If you have 5 different employees that are accessing your system, then those employees should have user accounts to get into your systems so that you can actually track what they're doing. The other thing you can use is 2-step authentication. That means you put in your password and then maybe you get a text on your phone, which is another password. So you may have to use your cell phone or another email address or something to get into your systems, especially when it has direct financial risk. That is extremely important. And then when in doubt, throw it out. Any suspicious emails or links or anything just says, that looks a little strange, don't do it. It's not worth it. And you know that if it's important, they're going to call you, or they're going to send it again, or they're going to put it in writing. But if it's just something that's general, don't do it, or contact that person directly from a source that you know what it is. The last thing I want to discuss is cyber liability insurance and what that is specifically. It is an insurance policy for if you do get a breach. So if someone was to hack into my systems and access my client's data and begin doing identity theft, my cyber liability insurance policy will pay that damage. They will pay for the fraudulent expenses and charges that were on those accounts. It will pay for their credit monitoring. They will actually send a team here into my office, access my systems, make sure the virus or whatever is out there is gone, find out when it was accessed into my system, and create the protocols from that point forward. They will also set up a PR team so that they will let the public know that there was a breach here, you could be at risk. They will set up a hotline. They will do anything they can do to prevent any further damage or crimes going on from my clientele's breach. And there's other customized services that you can do depending on the type of industry you're in, what type of business, and what type of risk you are. So a simple policy like that is very, very affordable. It is something that every business definitely needs to look at to have. My policy that I just purchased a couple months ago was $1,000 for the year. So what I look at that is, that's less than $100 a month, and I can definitely rest easy if something happens in today's day and age and technology, that I'm protected, my clients are protected, because if there was a breach and these things happened and a lot of information was stolen, that could actually put me out of business. And that's what we all need to realize, is how serious that is that it could close your company. You could lose everything. So I would rather invest that money now, be protected, not worry about it, and know that everything is fine for me and my clients. And my clients are going to feel secure as well too, when they know that I'm taking the extra steps to protect them and their investments. The top 3 things that you need to take away from here, so to help protect yourself as a review, is update your security. Make sure that you have the top of the line, everything is at the most current software that you can have for any of your antivirus and your firewall. The next thing, which we don't really know about this, is to teach your employees. Teach your employees the basics. We kind of automatically assume that everyone knows to not do these things or not to click on these websites or these banners, but we actually have to make sure as a business owner that we tell them that they cannot. And you tell them why. And once they understand that, they'll listen and they'll doubt before they do it. Again, when in doubt, throw it out. You want to make sure that they're educated and prepared. The last thing that you can do to protect your business against cybersecurity is to get a cyber liability policy. And to do that, please feel free to give me a call. That's Dunham Insurance, or dunhaminsurance.com for more information. The next bit that we'll be doing on our blog and our video, we'll be talking about cybersecurity and social engineering. And that is actually the next largest craze, so to speak, in identity fraud and cyber security. And just to give you a quick idea of what that is, it's when a criminal will impersonate a CEO or someone in your company to gain access to your systems and then steal money, funds, cash, and also information, and use it against you or for their profit. If you'd like to get that video, just enter your email below and we'll send it to you right away. Thank you.